you must have seen that you have been working so hard on your performance, you have been performing consistently, and there is a promotion in line. And poof, all of a sudden, someone else get the promotion. Believe me, it's not you. It's office politics. And we are going to talk about it, explore it, and understand how you can handle it. Because we have got someone who is who knows how to handle it like a pro. Yes, we have got Trophy Kiprono with us, who is a communication genius. She's a public speaker and a woman behind the brand called CEO Brands Kenya. Welcome, Trophy. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm fine. Thank you. Yes.
Great. It is so good to have you here because the topic that we are going to talk about today, office politics, I am sure so many people want to know what it is all about, how you can handle it, how you can't be only the victim part of it. And yes, so much to learn from you today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for your time.
Yes.
I would like to start with a brief introduction of you, how you started your journey, and how do you know so much about it and you decided to write about it.
Well, my name is Trophy Kiprono, as you said. I'm a communication specialist as well as a public speaking trainer. I'm also the CEO of the Brand Experts Kenya, which is a communication consultancy company based here in Nairobi, where we teach people on communication skills, public speaking, personal branding, and all that.
Amazing.
Now, to get to your question, how I knew about office politics, I started working in the private sector, in government, and I kept noticing some patterns. There was just something that was off. I couldn't understand. And because of my temperament, I'm a choleric. I speak my mind, I say it as it is. And I always noticed I was heads on with people like I couldn't understand until I took a backseat and I realized, this has nothing to do with me. It's just office politics.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. So it can't be personal.
It can.
But that is the normal thing, yeah? Like, especially when you're in your, I don't think it starts at the beginning of your career, but when you're reaching your mid-level career, that is the time you really start seeing a lot of patterns, a lot of changes. So what was maybe that one incident that you can, if you can share with us, that triggered you? Oh, now this is what now I need to really analyze, or I need to look at it in a different perspective.
Okay. Well, I don't think it starts mid-level. It's something that starts at the beginning. It's only that when you're still new in a workplace, you're a bit naive.
Oh,
you're a bit naive and you're overlooking a lot of things.
Correct.
But truth be told, I started noticing, I remember in a particular working place, I started noticing, in government, the salary is not really that much. So what you depend on is what you call per diem. Per diem is when you travel and then you're given some amount of money.
Correct.
When I realized I kept missing out on the list, I couldn't understand why. But the one who was in charge of writing this list didn't like me.
Wow.
Yes. And the reason she didn't like me is because once you understand temperaments, that's why we always teach about self-awareness.
Right.
Cholerics don't like cholerics.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. It's like an alpha thing. You just don't like each other.
Right. When two alpha together.
Yes, they don't like each other.
Yes.
Because I noticed female bosses didn't like me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The first time I thought maybe it's just like maybe she does, it's personal. The next working place I noticed, it's a pattern. So you just have to really be really aware of your temperament.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Because office politics exists from the beginning to the end.
So is it that there are patterns in like different types of people? For example, if there is a person who is so self-obsessed that that person likes appreciated all the time, then you start working with that person according to his or her likes, and then you are better off. Or how are there different types of personalities?
We do have 4 different types of personalities. And to answer your question, everybody wants to be liked, including you. It's only that we all try to be, to look different. But in real sense, if someone criticizes you, you won't like it.
Of course.
Yes.
Right.
Same thing with your boss, same thing with your colleagues. Everyone wants to be liked.
Okay. So what are these 4 types of personalities that we should know about and we should be aware about?
Okay. So there's a difference between temperaments and personalities.
Okay.
Temperaments are innate. You're born with them.
Right.
Personalities you acquire from your environment, the people you grew up with, your parents, everyone.
Okay.
So we have 4 types of temperaments. Cholerics. Cholerics are the bosses, the decision makers, the risk takers, the ones always in charge, bossing people around.
Okay.
Then we have the sanguines.
Okay.
These are the life of the party. If they're not in the office, you'll notice they're not in the office. They're the
Okay.
loudest.
Right.
They're vibrant. They're all over the place.
Right.
Then you have melancholics.
The HR people mostly.
Yeah, melancholics now are HR people.
Okay.
Those ones who like structure and discipline.
Okay.
If they don't get structure, they're frustrated.
Oh, okay.
The melancholics take things too personally.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
which means they consistently change the goalpost. Like if this is the achievement, nothing is ever good enough for them. And it's very innate. That is why you have to really be self-aware. Nothing is good enough for them. They change the goalpost. They're too hard on themselves.
Okay.
They're the ones who are in management, administration, HR.
I was about to say, is it the senior management?
Yeah, but rarely are they senior management because they want structure. And most organizations don't have structure.
Correct.
So it frustrates them.
That is so true.
It frustrates them because how their mind works, how their mind is programmed, structure. Okay. Then lastly, you have the phlegmatics. These ones are the ones who cannot challenge the status quo. They're okay with everything. As long as they're getting their salary, they hate conflicts.
Yes.
They hate conflicts.
Definitely. I mean, that's what I have observed. When you have to set KPIs or maybe you have to look for promotion within your department or within the team you have, there would be some people who are not really even concerned about their promotions or as far as they're getting their salary, they're good at their job. It's not that they're not, they will do a very good job.
Yes.
It's just they're just so much satisfied and simple in their life that they really don't bother getting into politics or getting into anything, and they're just happy with the salary.
They're comfortable. Everyone does not everyone wants to be at the top. Some people are okay being the underdogs.
Okay.
Yeah, some people are totally okay with everything as it is. As long as they get their money, that's okay. They don't even bother with things. Mostly phlegmatics.
Amazing. So I think these are 4 types of people. This is something everyone should actually understand, that when you're talking to someone, if you know the personality, maybe the communication might get easier.
Absolutely.
At least you would know how to talk to that person. And it helps. Like,
it does.
If I know that you are a structured person and then I follow certain rules for you, it will make my life easier to work with you.
Yes.
Right? Great.
And it's also important to know your temperament so that you can even know the careers that you thrive in. Sometimes you're just frustrated because because there's anything wrong with it. It's because your temperament does not gel well with that particular career.
Of course. And many times it happens that you start a career not knowing, you just get a job and then you start there. So it was maybe you were not aware that this might not be the right thing for me to do.
Exactly.
Okay, so that is something really important for
self-awareness is key. Yeah, even in the book Mastering Office Politics, when I went to understanding the game, I started with mastering yourself. To know yourself is true power. You have to know yourself.
Right.
You have to know your temperament. Like, for example, as a choleric, I have to know my strengths, my weaknesses, and my blind spots.
Right.
Because I'm a choleric, to someone else I can come across as bossy. And it's not intentional.
Yes.
I just like things. I like discipline. I like things structured. I like discipline. I can sometimes push people too much. So I have to take a backseat and say, yo, not everyone is like you.
Right. Right. Correct. Because you are so much used to that kind of perfection. You want everyone to be perfect like that.
I want everyone to be like me. I keep time. So like in the office, I expect people to keep time. But then I have to understand not everyone is like me. So I have to know my weaknesses, even my blind spots.
Yes. So talk more about these blind spots. I think not really many people talk about this. And I think it's very interesting to hear that one from you. So tell me, what is this blind spot and what should people be aware about?
Well, blind spot is like a gray area. It's something about your psyche that you're not aware. And this is because your friends cannot tell you the truth and all that. Like in my case, my blind spot is I take things a bit too personally. I have what you call a savior complex. So last year, and when I started, I was a communication specialist, a public speaking trainer. I was also a life coach, but I dropped the life coach thing because I noticed I take things too personal. Like I'm trying to show you this is not good for you, but you're not doing it. So I get frustrated and I start thinking about it. I ruminate about it. I'm wondering, what could I have done wrong? What could I have done different?
Correct.
And then
it's not you. It's their journey.
It's their journey. I cannot save them from their own journey.
Correct.
So I realized it doesn't work for me.
Okay. Yes. That's interesting. So blind spot is something that you think it's right and you have been doing it, but it doesn't work well for someone else, is it?
It's a gray area. So your strengths are like your positive, the light side of you. Your weaknesses are like the dark side of you. then the blind spot is now in the middle area.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's neither good nor bad,
Okay.
but it's just like a weakness, quote unquote, that you
okay.
have.
Okay. Okay. Good. And I think being aware about your own blind spots might help you to grow.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You have to. Self-awareness. I don't know, was it Confucius who said, when you master yourself, that is true power.
So I feel the real strength is first self-awareness and mastering yourself.
You have to master yourself because you can never change people. And that is why people suffer in office politics, because they're trying to change people. The only person you can change is yourself.
Right.
So instead of trying to change people, you can work on your empathy. Like, instead of judging people and getting frustrated, just try to see things from their perspective.
Of their perspective.
Yes. And then you'll notice, if you were in their shoes, you'd probably do the same thing.
Might have, yeah. Right. But, like if you're in a very early stage, you don't have that vision, you can't even see that overall picture. Then how do you handle it? Like, you can just start feeling that the work culture is toxic. And I'm not liking it, and it's too much for me, especially with the Gen Z area now.
Yeah, Gen
now, yeah, I don't feel that they are wrong. Okay, it's just their way of looking at it. But now, if someone is entering the workforce fresh, they have been working for first 6 months, people are good. They're just training them. Everything is okay. After that, when it starts, like now they have to really do the work, or they're being monitored. Now performance KPIs come into place. Now they start feeling that pressure, and sometimes they feel, oh, it's just too toxic, someone is just micromanaging me too much. How do you deal with that?
You see, knowledge is the only antidote for fear and uncertainty. You have to really immerse yourself to understand things like office politics, to understand especially human nature. Human nature is the main factor behind office politics. Office politics is not personal. It exists because we are all competing for limited resources.
Right.
Now, when we practice empathy, you start looking at things from the Gen Z perspective. They come from a generation whereby they don't fear. They were not raised to shrink themselves and be people pleasers and all that.
Yes.
So they don't understand why you're trying to make them.
They don't have that kind of full-fledged responsibility that now I have to take care of XYZ. The parents have created some kind of wealth, or they are having some basics with them. So they have to just look at the career or life from a different perspective.
Yes and no, because yes, perhaps some of them have parents who are doing good, but also it's a fact. It's about millennials were raised with fear. Like, we were always taught to do this, do this. We really didn't think for ourselves.
Right.
Gen Zs are a different breed.
Right.
They're open-minded. They're liberal. Now you're trying to harmonize two different generations.
And I think that is why right now that office politics or that toxic work culture, this thing has come into place. I mean, it's the word that are being used now. The workplaces have been toxic for a long time.
Since the beginning of time. Like, the reason it's called office politics is because it's the normal politics, like the one politicians play. The only difference is it's in the office. But politics has always been there. Yes.
So how should, like, for example, if a fresher is coming in the workforce and there is this, they observe this toxic work culture, what would be your take on this? What should they do? Or how they should perceive it, or how they should restructure their thoughts?
Well, that's very subjective because it's toxic. It depends. What do you mean by toxic?
What is toxic?
What is toxic?
That is actually a debate in itself, right? Okay, say for example, micromanagement. Let's take one topic. If the boss is so keen, like he's a perfectionist, or she's a perfectionist, and she wants to do everything, the thing should happen exactly the way she wants. Now that becomes micromanagement for the people down there, because then team should have some liberty. You tell them the goals. Okay, that's my first. You tell them the goals that you want to achieve this, and these are the processes. But if you start micromanaging every 1 hour, I had asked for you, has this been done? Then it becomes kind of toxic. How do you handle that?
I'm going to quote someone called George Bernard Shaw, who said, "The unreasonable man tries to adapt the world to himself.
Okay.
The reasonable one tries to adapt himself to the world." In reference to what you're saying, you cannot change someone's personality or temperament.
Hmm.
If they're a micromanager, learn how to work around it or
Right.
change workplaces, because you cannot change them. Because in their head, they don't see what is wrong. Like they're just
Correct.
ensuring perfectionism.
Correct.
So trying to make someone like that realize it is exhausting.
You cannot do that.
You cannot. And why would you even want to do that? Because even this particular person has their own weaknesses and people are tolerating this other person.
Correct.
We're all
Correct.
trying to just
I think
tolerate
that
each other.
that is the punchline. Like,
Mm.
if you, when you have your own weaknesses,
Mhm.
if the person is accepting you, then
Mhm.
why can't you accommodate there?
Yes. Yes,
Okay, I
100%.
think that is one of the very good way of looking at it and
Mhm.
handling it.
Mm.
Okay, great. So we have talked about the temperaments.
Mhm.
Now, is it the same as personalities, or you said because personalities is something different?
Yeah, personality we acquire from our environment. The most common ones are the ones introverts, ambiverts, extroverts. But now personality is more like a mask. Truth be told, our personalities are shaped by our environment. If you're raised by parents who are very critical, you learn fear, you also learn judgment.
Right.
Like you judge people before you empathize.
Right.
And a lot of people wear a mask. We all wear a mask. You do, I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you have to be acceptable, you have to be liked and all that. But behind the scenes, there's the real you. That is why one can never know their own personality until they do what we call the shadow work.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
The shadow work is actually just confronting the suppressed emotions that you are told were negative. For example, if you're naturally outspoken and your parents used to tell you, no, you just lie low like an envelope, don't be all over the place, you shrink. And perhaps if you're young, because we learn these things between the ages of 0 to 3, if you're young and you learned that by obeying the rules, by not challenging the status quo, by keeping quiet, people like you, you become a people pleaser.
Oh, okay.
And that is why most people call themselves nice people. Actually, niceness is people pleasing. There's a difference between being nice and being good.
Yes.
So most people confuse the two. You can be a good person, but you have boundaries, you're assertive.
Correct.
Being nice is people pleasing, which is a personality.
Okay,
Yes.
great. That is interesting. Huh?
Yes.
I think this is something I was not aware about, and it's really important for us to know that actually when you are young and because of some the way you have been brought up, you become someone else.
Oh yes, 100%.
And if you have to come out of it and become, if you become self-aware and now you decide that I want to be someone that I am, how do you go about it?
Wow, it takes time. And it takes courage because it means going against the grain, going against the societal norms. You're truly yourself. If you look at people who are usually disliked, it is because they are truly themselves. And people are doing what you call projection. They are shadow projecting. A part of them wants to be that person, to be as bold as that person, but they can't because they're afraid. So what do? They criticize.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't have to like someone or adapt whatever it is they're doing. But if you find yourself criticizing someone, it means a part of you is triggered. What is not a part of you does not bother you. Right. You'd actually look at it and be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
But if it bothers you, for example, if someone is confident, is bold, and you're like, I don't like her, she's too much. A part of you wishes you'd be that.
You could have been that, right?
Yes, but it's hidden. So it's hidden in your shadow, so deep in your shadow. You won't admit it. It's like envy.
Right.
Envy is just an emotion that tells you want to be that person, but you are too proud to admit it.
Correct. So it's something that you could have been there and you could have maybe grown to that level. If it's office, maybe you could have got that promotion, but somehow you have not got, and now you have not really worked on yourself, but now you have to put that blame to someone else.
Yes.
That's why
people hate taking responsibility. They prefer being victims. But accountability will just tell you, like, you've always wanted to be the boss, but you're not putting in the work. And you also don't want to be criticized because leadership comes with exposure and criticism.
Yes. So in John Maxwell, that's what you say. You can be either a very good leader or you can be you can help people feel that you're good. You can't be both. If you are a leader, sometimes you have to take that criticism.
It's part of it. When you pray for rain, expect mud. Like, not everyone will like you.
Right.
As I sit here, I know not everyone likes me. And it's totally okay, because if you want everyone to like you, it means you have something we call a God complex.
Right.
Yes, you want everyone to like. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Even for you, there are people you don't like. Perhaps comedians you don't find funny.
Right.
Musicians, you don't see the big deal about them.
Yeah, actually it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
So if you can do that, like if you're okay with that, what makes you not okay with people not liking you?
Correct. Of
Mm-hmm.
course. I think that is one thought that no one thinks about,
Mm-hmm.
that you don't like someone, that's
Yes.
okay. But people don't like you. Why is
Is
it
it a
not?
problem?
Yeah, why is it a problem? I think it's really something interesting that we should think about. Like,
Mm-hmm.
kind of reflect on yourself
Mm-hmm.
and see through those scenes. If someone is saying, I don't like this about you,
Uh-huh.
don't take it personally. It's fine.
Yeah,
It
it's
has to
fine.
be
Like totally
normalized.
okay.
It should be normalized.
Yeah, some people prefer coffee, some prefer tea. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
coffee is bad or tea is bad. It's
Yeah,
just a
true.
choice.
Agreed. A
Yes.
perfect example.
Yes.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we are talking so much about it, now this thing, it's not even constrained up to office politics.
Mm-hmm.
Even for my kid, like recently he was in year 8
Mm-hmm.
last year,
Mm-hmm.
and they were doing a project on drama. And there is so much, like, he was made the editor of the drama. They had to create a shoot or
Mm-hmm.
something, and he was the editor, and there was so much of criticism to him that, until all the shots are not ready, he couldn't do his work. But the pressure from the peers, that, are you doing something, are you doing something? So he was continuously telling that, until you finish and you give me all the whatever,
I
I
can't
cannot go.
edit.
But
Uh-huh.
then there was a point when actually the whole project was taken out from him. So
Mm.
at that age, these things happen. And how should, I mean, is it really good to even go and tell the kid, now you also start playing? Or, I mean, what kind of advice should we give to our kids in this kind of scenario?
In that kind of scenario, I'm not an expert, but what I can say is sometimes as parents we want to shield our kids from, the discomfort and the pain of that the pressure they're getting.
Mhm.
But sometimes you have to let them just figure it
Feel
out.
it.
They have to figure it out. Like too much love or too much protection sometimes destroys people. You can mean well, but you have to let them figure it out. Like, now this is the situation. Why can't you be assertive and tell them, you know what, I can't edit if you don't give me the whole thing?
Yes.
And they just stand your ground.
Yeah.
Yes. But as a parent, if you feel like, if a part of you tells you, go and talk to those kids and do this, you're fighting the battles.
Okay. Yeah. No, no, I didn't do anything. I just let him be. I told him, if you get bad grades, it's okay. We'll just manage. Don't worry.
Uh-huh.
But he got good grades. That's not the, but that when the kids come to you and ask you, guide me now. eh, Sometimes I feel, is it really this generation or that age should also even be thinking about all this? Or why can't they just be collaborative, just help each other and talk? I mean, is it really too much to ask?
Now, one thing that you have to drop about life, and I came to learn later, is this belief people should, should. We call them modal verbs
Oh,
in English, modal verbs, should.
yes.
It's not written everywhere. People are irrational, illogical. People don't even use logic. Illogical, confused, emotion. They're all over the place. So if you say that they should be this way, you'll be disappointed. Unspoken expectations lead to premeditated resentment. Now, instead of saying people should know, they could, but they just don't. Your work is to accept people. Trust me, when you accept people as they are
As
without
they
trying
are.
to change them,
Yes.
your world will just
That's the
become easy.
best. I think, and that goes to office politics as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you try accept them the way they are and
Adapt yourself to them.
yes, okay, for me, I would not adapt myself. I would do the right thing that needs to be done. Someone likes it or not, that's a different perspective.
But people are adapting themselves to you, because even for you, you're not 100% perfect. Some
Correct.
people are adapting. For example, if you're the boss,
Right.
and let us assume you're a micromanager, people will have to work around your personality. Same
Right.
thing. It's just about, at the end of it all, just getting what you want. It's not personal.
Right.
Mhm.
I think it's a different perspective that matters, and how you see others
Mm.
is also helps you understand, or take your, what do you say, path in the work life
Mhm.
as well. So if okay, if I have to ask you directly,
Eh.
if some promotion, let's take a scenario, okay? If there is a promotion that has been rolled out by an organization,
Mhm.
and there are a few people who are applying, what would be the best way to to see to it that, okay, apart from your performance is there. Okay, let's assume there are 4 candidates who are all performing well. what would be the best chance of X person getting that promotion? What would be the determining factors?
Promotions are rarely based on merit. That's a fact. They're really based on merit.
That is interesting.
They're rarely based
People
on
who are
merit.
performing should take a note of this.
It is about, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Who the boss likes,
Mm-hmm.
who has been proposed by senior management,
Mm-hmm.
who gets along with people,
Mm-hmm.
who brings the extra thing on the table.
Mm.
Sometimes if it's a man versus a woman, cognitive bias determines the man will definitely get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I always tell people, don't take rejection personally. It's not really personal. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. As a matter of fact, most companies just advertise jobs as PR.
Okay.
They have someone already. It's just part of the expectations and regulations they have to fulfill. But it's just part of PR.
Oh,
Yeah, that means when you try to put yourself out there for promotion and you don't get it, it's because somewhere, at some golf club where people are playing golf, the decision was already made.
oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because visibility is everything when it comes to office politics. It's not really about the work you do. It's about who sees the work you do.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you have to be intentional about the when you're working.
And you have to be
make sure-
uncomfortable. You have to be, how do I put this? For lack of a better word, shameless. When I talk about shameless, I'm not talking about the part you know.
Correct.
You have to be, embarrassment is the cost of entry. You have to be okay with people saying, you know what? She's all over the place. She's too loud. She's too this. You have to be okay. But most people want to be liked.
Correct.
Yeah, you have to be okay being disliked, misunderstood. That is the price you have to pay for leadership. Everything has a price.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. That is interesting. I think it's one of the most brilliant advice I have seen so far. So if you're looking for promotions, please take these things into consideration. Be intentional about your work that you're doing and be intentional about who sees that work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Great. So tell me now more about your public speaking, the way you talk, and what I think you coach also people
Mhm.
around it. So what are the basics that you start with, and what is the thing that you feel people should start working on, or maybe top three insights that you would like to give related to public speaking?
Well, in relation to public speaking, one of the reasons why I decided to found the Brand Experts Kenya is because I noticed there's so many people who are talented, but they're selling themselves short. They don't understand confidence will take you places, knowledge will not.
Right.
Actually, people at the top don't even know what they're doing. They're just there because they're loud and they know how to make a big show out of everything.
Correct.
And most people confuse humility and being too humble. There's a difference. So they don't know how to take space. They don't know how to speak up during meetings.
I think I have seen that.
Mhm.
So how would you differentiate that?
Which one and which one?
Humility and being humble.
Humility is not being arrogant. It is actually just being very modest of your achievements. Being too humble is when you want to be liked and you don't speak up during meetings. You give someone else your idea to run with it because you don't want to be seen as too loud,
Okay.
someone who challenges the status quo. When you're too humble, you're overlooked in meetings because, and it's not personal, because if it is maybe a team of 50 and you're in a boardroom, you're having a meeting, how will the boss know this idea is yours if you don't speak it out loud?
Correct.
He's not going to he's not a magician.
Correct.
Yeah, you have to take credit for your achievements.
Correct. Actually, that one I tell my team members all the time, that if there is a meeting that is happening and it's an open floor, you should at least make sure you put up some point in front of the board, because that's your chance to show that you have some knowledge.
Absolutely. And the reason why, again, apart from the book, the one I wrote about office politics, I also teach about this. You have to really know yourself. Some people naturally command executive presence, which means even if they don't speak, you will notice they're in the room. But there are people who don't have executive presence.
Okay.
They blend in.
So how do you create this kind of executive presence?
It's a combination of gravitas, which is how you act, communication, how you speak, and appearance, how you look. Okay. You have to be memorable. And that is now personal branding. That's where personal branding comes in. Because you have to, let me think of someone. Think of any politician or any famous person and their dressing. You'll find out they keep repeating a particular item of dressing.
Yeah.
They're trying to be memorable in your head.
Yes.
They're trying to be memorable. And then, for example, if someone mentions your name, someone will be like, who is that? That lady who likes wearing scarves. Ah, okay. Something
Oh,
like that. That's
okay.
part of it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So there's intentionality
Mhm.
of how you present yourself,
Mhm.
then how you speak.
How you speak,
Okay. And the third one was
how you act, how you speak, how you look.
act, speak, and look.
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Even me, I'm learning right now so much.
Yes.
So, yeah, we were on with that humility and being humble.
Mhm.
So, if someone wants to be recognized, maybe in the meetings or something, so what would be the tips that the person should be doing? For example, there is say sales executive
Mhm.
who is working hard.
Mhm.
She's bringing all the clients, she's doing all the hard work,
Mhm.
and now she wants to make her presence feel in front of the board, like in the meeting.
Mhm.
So what should she be doing apart from only working?
Taking credit for her achievements,
Okay.
especially women, because we're in a society whereby, as a woman, if you try to take credit for your achievements, you are looked upon as you're loud. That's why you call ladies boss lady, iron lady, all that.
Right.
Cognitive bias. So women, we are naturally taught to shrink ourselves to be likable.
Hmm.
But men naturally know how to take space. You'd be so surprised. You have the same job with a man, but he earns twice what you earn.
I agree totally.
Because they're not afraid of asking.
Nowadays, I don't even apply for jobs because now, if I go and ask for that salary, they will. You won't be believed. They have told me on my face, "Your husband is earning, right?" What that has to do with my salary? It has nothing to do. But they will just tell me on my face, "Why should we give you this salary? You have a husband who's earning." I
Those
never
are the
understood
unprofessional. That is very unprofessional.
that. I never understood. I mean, why would you ask that?
Yeah, and it actually, I even had it about it the other day. It also happens. Someone asks if you're married. If those are personal questions, and you don't have to answer them. Those are organizations without structure.
I don't know. I mean, that is there, yeah. But women and men pay parity is like completely. It is having what 100% difference.
And that is because one of the reasons men know how to sell themselves.
Yeah.
Men are not afraid of taking space. Men are not afraid of saying, I want this. And when they go there, they are not trying to be humble. They're speaking in terms of deliverables. In my last organization, I increased the sales from 20% to 60% over this. And I believe this amount is fair compensation.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. And they'll be given.
I don't think many women,
They want to be liked.
Yeah.
Most women
Or
want to be
maybe
liked.
they just want that jump. They want to shift. So they will just accept it. Like, let me just take it at
also that one.
30%. That happens a lot. But men will be very strong on their, I think, negotiation skills.
Absolutely. Yeah, you've mentioned it. Negotiation skills, one of those skills that it's a must have.
Yeah. So when you say about personal branding, let me ask you as much as I can in the time that I have. Personal branding. Now, what is that you think a person should do to build her, or let's talk about women because I like to talk about it. So if someone wants to build a brand up for herself, so brand might not be a new company or organization, but whatever the work she is doing, how to put it in such a way that she's recognized as a brand. How do you do that?
Self-awareness.
What would be so everything comes with
yes, because you have to know your values, what you can do and can't do for money or anything else. You have to know your strengths, your weaknesses, so that even when you start your brand and you're working with other people, you look for people who complement your weaknesses.
Okay.
Yeah, that is why self-awareness is key. You cannot manage other people if you can't manage yourself.
Right.
Once you know your strength, you can, and your weakness, you can look for someone who now complements your weaknesses.
That is powerful. Huh? So you should know your weakness so that you have a team which complements that.
Absolutely. It's like a marriage.
Right. Yes. Perfect. That is so powerful, actually. And any tips for a person, okay, apart from self-awareness, what, if you have to say, do these 5 things to start building your brand, what would that be?
Number 1, self-awareness. Secondly, about personal branding, you have to really center yourself. When I say center yourself, really know yourself without external factors. Like we were raised, go become a doctor, a nurse. But now perhaps you are a doctor, a nurse, but you're not finding fulfillment or happiness in it. You really have to get to a point whereby you are so sure you do what we call ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese word for purpose.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to know, what are you good at? What are you passionate about?
Right.
Can it make you money? Does the world need it?
Yeah.
So that because the Japanese don't believe in just quitting your job because of some passion or something. It has to be very strategic.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then now you have to list everything you're good at. Everything you're good at, do it. And then personal branding is consistency. It is a lifetime thing. Today, you can't say you are a podcast interviewer. Tomorrow, you're into fashion. The next day, you're into hotel. It has
True.
to be something that you're consistent with.
True.
Mhm.
Okay. Great. I think that was really good. So much insights from you about politics, about personal branding, about public speaking.
Mhm.
Um, I just want to ask one more thing about office politics.
Yes.
Is there are two things, right? One is managing your manager, and
Mhm.
then the other thing is also managing your team,
Mhm.
right? So what would be maybe according to you, what would be the best way of handling a team whereby you are not actually a people pleaser, that how do you draw those boundaries, that I will be tough whenever I need those tasks to be done, or I need to get those KPIs done, and when should I be polite, gel out with the team? So how do you manage that scenario, managing down the team?
Again, boils down to self-awareness. You have to get to a point whereby you know the difference between assertiveness and aggressiveness. You are not a people pleaser. You can actually be a good person, not a nice person.
Correct.
And you communicate from the beginning to your team, your expectations.
Okay.
And then your word should be your bond. If you tell someone no, it's a no. But if people know they can push boundaries with you, they will take advantage. So from the beginning, but that comes again with being disliked. And that is why most people are struggling with teamwork and all that. It's
Right.
because they want to be liked. They don't want to be that bad manager. But leadership comes with being disliked. Tell me of
Correct.
any leader who is liked. Until
Correct.
they leave the office, that's when they are suddenly liked.
That is so true.
Yes.
So you have to be firm but not rude.
Yeah, you just have to be assertive, have boundaries.
Okay.
Because you're managing different temperaments, personalities. They cannot all fit in one particular box. So someone has to adapt. Someone has to, like, you have to streamline everything. So someone today will win, the next day someone will lose, and vice versa. It's just a matter of just, trying to gel the whole thing.
Right.
Mhm.
So now tell me about your brands, Kenya. I mean, what exactly you do, how people can take, benefit from your courses, your classes, your
Yeah.
coaching.
So at the Brand Experts Kenya, we are a communication consultancy company. We train both individuals, corporates. We also have executive programs for those ones who can't come to our offices. We teach on public speaking and communication, which is one course.
Okay.
We have English classes.
Okay.
And then we have personal branding.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do you like, just a course hypnosis of what you teach in public speaking and communication?
Or how to communicate, because communication is one of those, I think it's number one when it comes to soft skills.
Of course.
We teach communication. We teach you how to present yourself, how to be confident, how to arrange your thoughts coherently, how to communicate in a way that commands respect and, you can inspire people.
Okay.
And then we have personal branding. That is identity. Like, we just help you stand out out of the pack. You just stand out.
Okay.
And then English class is just the language.
Right.
Yes.
So when you say you help them stand out of the class, like you help on the self-awareness?
Oh yeah. It's more like a therapy, because personal branding, we have to really get to understand who are you without the mask, so that you can know what really works for you.
Okay. So there are some tests that you do initially,
Yes.
and then you come up with a content that the person needs to go, or it's...
Yeah, we do have tests.
You do. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Great. I think Gen Zs, you really, because I'll talk a lot about Gen Zs, and I really think that if you groom them well, they are an amazing workforce that we will be having. Because I really feel that at one point of time, each and every person, if becomes a leader instead of a manager, then the whole this office politics, it might not go away, but at least it can be much more manageable.
Adapt yourself to the world, not the world to you. There will always be politics, because people have needs, people have expectations, people have ambitions.
Right. Right. And ambition has to be at the cost of someone else.
Yes, it is a jungle. It's a man eat man society.
Right.
Yeah, it is. If you try to remove politics, it is like someone who, for example, if you watch Nat Geo Wild and all these shows, you're seeing a lion chasing a zebra.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to save the zebra from the lion, but what will the lion eat?
Yeah. Correct.
It's
It's a
complicated.
balance. Yeah.
It's a
The
balance.
nature has its own way of
Balancing
working out.
things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
Just adapt yourself to it, because even people are adapting themselves to you, because no one is perfect.
Correct.
Mhm.
Agreed. Totally.
Mm.
Thank you, Trophy. It was amazing talking to
Thank you
you.
for
I
having
think
me.
we have looked at office politics from a complete different perspective,
Uh-huh.
and I have enjoyed it.
Same
So
here. Same
I'm
here.
I'm sure you viewers will also enjoy it. They
Uh-huh.
will learn from it and stop taking it personally. It is nothing about you. You have to, if you have to shine, you have to do certain things. So just keep on working on yourself. If you need your help on self awareness, please go and talk to Trophy. She's here with us. She can help you out. Great. Thank you.